days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
Breaking news, Luther Campbell, who we railed against, Uncle Luke, Doodle Brown, who was saying greasy stuff about the president, this electoral process, blah, 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 tweeted 9 hours ago, Joe Biden could be the walking dead. I will vote for him before I vote for a dictator. I was thinking third party, this SHIT just got real sad part about it. The Supreme Court knows exactly what they're doing. So it was the Supreme Court giving Donald Trump, because that's why they did this. Unlimited power that made Uncle Luke stop the nonsense, whatever it takes.
And how we overcome.
Whatever it takes. Get all of the strippers.
Exactly so.
Let's go.
I think the Supreme Court decision, like everybody thinks the Dobbs decision is the one that's changing everybody's opinion. I think the Dobbs decision maxed out. Every woman that was going to vote on choice is going to vote on choice, and that has been set in stone, and nothing is going to change that. But for those who were not moved by that, this Supreme Court decision, I think, will make a whole lot of people think twice about giving that kind of power to Donald Trump, because they know he will be able to do anything. Anything. And he's already promised retribution against anybody he doesn't like. Now, trust and believe that retribution is not just going to be against Democrats. It's also going to be against people like Ron DeSantis, who was a thorn in his side. It'll be against Republicans in the Senate. It'll be against Mitch McConnell. It'll be against Marco Rubio, people who ran against him. You give him the power of retribution, there is no end to where that will stop. So I just say, people, think it through carefully. We are being way too highbrow about this. We said this earlier in the show about our messaging. You don't give that kind of power to that kind of man, period, full stop. And that's the message. What's going to be hard is living in a country run by Donald Trump. That will be hard. So the hard thing that we're talking about now, convincing people, talking to people, having those conversations, making those calls, those texts, those donations, all of that stuff.
Bribing our nieces and nephews.
Bribing our nieces. That's not hard. It's irritating. It's time consuming, maybe frustrating, maybe frightening, maybe inconvenient, but it's not hard, right? So let's just get real. We have one shot. Every institution that was supposed to protect our democracy has failed. The DOJ, the courts, the Senate, the Congress, Merrick Garland, everything that was supposed to protect our democracy has failed. Partly because Democrats are so afraid of protecting democracy that protecting democracy would piss off the Republicans. They forgot that the Republicans don't want democracy anymore. But anyway, I put that aside. To the listeners that are listening to my voice right now, we have one shot, and that is in November. And you cannot play. So you're either going to be on the field or on the sideline. The game is going to go down one way or another, and you are going to live with those consequences, whether you like it or not. And so my thing is, if I have to live with those consequences, I'm going to do everything in my power to affect those consequences. I will not be on the sideline. Coach is going to have to put me in whatever way that I can play on that field to affect that outcome. I will not be on the sideline living with the consequence and wishing I had voted, right? I will not be second guessing my vote. So I'm going to be in the game. I'm going to vote. I'm going to help candidates. I'm going to donate. I'm going to knock doors. I'm going to bribe and coerce anybody I can into voting. I'm going to use my platform on social media. I'm going to send posts. I'm going to do it all so that whatever happens on November, I can at least look at myself and say, I did all I could to save this democracy. If I was willing to put on the uniform and go to Bahrain and fight our wars overseas, the least I can do is fight for this democracy right here at home from my couch. I can do that. Because I did it in 112-degree weather in the desert. I can do it in air conditioning in my apartment.
Come on, Pam Keith. Pam Keith, y'all. Pam Keith, y'all.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.